about what your company does? And,
Of course. Well, first of all, my name is Amit Tzur. I work for Au10tix, which is actually a word for authentication. What we do is authentication of legal documents, like, actually automated authentication of legal documents. Here in Mexico, that will be the passports, INE and IFE. We work globally, so we actually do that all over the world. Authentication of documents is something needed today because of regulations called KYC, Know Your Customer. Today, when a client wants to go and open a bank account, he goes into the bank, and actually our parents went into the bank, they showed their ID, and they open a bank account. But today the millennials don't do that. And people don't do that anymore. They do that online, they do that with their mobile phone, and there is no personal connection between the financial institute or whatever institute to the client. So there is a process of KYC. The person has to present himself. KYC, know your customer. The client has to present himself, show an INE, show his face. We know our technology to look at the INE, look at the IFE, look at the passport, look for forgery, okay? Extract all the information, look for forgery. We know with our technology how to look for all the small things. We know how to identify those things. Compare the information in the front and the back, okay? And tell the bank or the financial institute or whatever it is, client it is, whether this document is real or not. Then we do a biometric face match. So I will take a selfie of you and I will match the selfie to the photo in the document. We also do something what is called photo replacement and text replacement. So when I scan the document, I can see on a forensic level whether that document was tempered. Okay, we know with our technology, we know how to identify. Now, Au10tix comes from the area of airport security and passport control. We do that for the last 30 years in the biggest airports in the world. So we have the know-how.
Do you do it in Mexico City Airport? Can we know if you do it in Mexico City Airport?
I'm not pretty sure we do that in Mexico City, but we operate in the biggest airport in Europe, like Schiphol in Holland, in Amsterdam, like in Germany, in several biggest airports, in Frankfurt, for example, Narita in Japan, Tel Aviv airport as well, some of it. Latin America, many airports, and besides that, I cannot reveal where we do because of our technology. So why do we need us? So what happens is that when a client starts the process of onboarding is actually creating new client in your system. When you join, for example, PayPal. PayPal is client for us. So you want to join PayPal, you open an account, PayPal says, who are you? Give me your INE, give me your selfie, we authenticate everything for them, and then they have all this information in the database. Okay? So they know who you are. They know that you're a real person because you exposed yourself, you presented that, and we do extra checks as well. I can go deeper and check electronically in different databases, legal databases, more information about you, credit scoring, address, other bills, whether you're wanted or not. I can look for a blacklist, sanctions list. All over the world on a global level. Are you wanted somewhere? Do you have any suspicious activity in another country? Did someone reported you? So we actually reduce the risk and let the financial companies do business with you. Relax. Because banks and all the financial institutes are risk management companies. They want to reduce the risk and give you money so you will pay them interest. That's it. We help them reduce the risk.
I was thinking about, Israel, of course, is one of the countries that has more security risks in their borders and all the countries that surround them. But not only those countries, they face threats from many places. And then you have places like France or like Belgium, where recently we have heard of an increased threats, risks from people that enter that are not properly vetted. What do you think there is the gap in the security? Is it the government is not implementing it right? Because I would imagine that every government has like high, especially nowadays, they must have a high-tech way of implementing things such as the technology that you do.
I think our technology can assist, and it assists because we're doing border control. Okay, we are there. We are in the front of technology of authentication of identity and biometric face match. Regarding activities in Europe, Europe has different problems. Okay, Europe is an open border after the European Union emerged. I can tell you that it's really easy. I lived in Europe for a few years, so it's really easy. But it's not like the lack of security. They just do that in a different way. You can see right now, this is more of a homeland security issue. I'm not an expert on homeland security, but you can see, for example, the movement towards more secure cities with more cameras. Okay, cameras that are everywhere. They watch us. Look at China, for example. They're everywhere. They watch us. They identify us. They match us. They scan us. We don't even know that. Okay, these are called silence cameras. I cannot relate more than that. I'm not an expert in that. I can tell you what we do and how we are part of the Homeland Security program in other countries.
What would you envision towards the future in a relationship, in a commercial relationship between Israel and Mexico? What would you see in the future, being in terms of cooperation, for trade? What is your vision to the future?
I can tell you, first of all, from my impression, working for in the last year with the Mexican market, that I love the Mexican market. I found very intelligent people here. I found highly skilled people here. I found a nation that is not afraid to do things by itself and very proud of what it does. I think also the culture, the Latin culture and the Israeli culture allow us to talk in the same eye level. There are, of course, the culture gap of doing business in Mexico. You need to know how to do business. You need to know that business needs to be done here after shaking hands and after you know your client, and not every yes is a yes. Okay, you need to know how to read it, but this comes with experience. But I think that there's a mutual understanding that there's a big market here, developing market, and there's a big provider of technology. Okay, so I foresee, together with the work of the embassy actually, that they're doing here excellent work, I foresee great things for the cooperation, especially in technology between Israel and Mexico.
A lot of people use your technology or technology in general, Israeli technology, without even noticing.
Yeah.
What do you think is one of the biggest technologies that has penetrated, that is being used around the world, and people don't even see it? That it's just integrated so well into your daily life. That it's just
very easy. Waze. Waze is the number one company, Israeli company. Well, now it's Google. You use Waze everywhere, right? Waze is Israeli.
And what about security or safety technologies, like the one that you were talking about, passports, about security control?
I think that we don't notice that, we don't know that, but airports are very, very strong, let's call it, fortress of Israeli technology. From passport control to surveillance to crowd control, Israeli technology is everywhere. But just for you to know, even your cell phone has Israeli technology in it. So the chips inside that runs the technology are actually, developed in Israel and invented in Israel. So technology in Israel is actually within everything we do.
Do you think I was talking to someone else earlier, and he was telling me that it's not only an Israel thing, but it's a specifically Jewish thing about the culture, culturally Jewish, like something about innovation, about thinking forward. Do you agree with that?
Yes. Especially here in Mexico, people will relate to me because they're more Ashkenazi here. Okay. Shimon Peres once said something really, again Shimon Peres, said something really smart. He said that the innovation, the Jewish innovation comes from one thing: we're never satisfied. This is something Jewish. We're never satisfied. So whenever we get something, or we see something, or we look around and we're not satisfied, we say, how can we improve this? What can we do in order to have something better or easier? And from that source, I think the Israeli innovation comes from. It's also, I think it's embedded in our DNA. I don't like to relate to that as a Jewish thing, but this is something really true. It's embedded in our DNA to strive to survive throughout the hundreds of years, thousands of years we are in diaspora. And the way we can find ourselves, feeding ourselves into a situation. I think that's where let's call it the Jewish gene / the lack of satisfaction brings us to invent, improve, and have new products.
Thank you very much.